Hi everybody! Unfortunately, no cameras this week. They're being janky and Foundry. However, welcome to Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way. We are on session 183 of the Crass Menagerie's story, where they are in the ruins of Greenhill. And the exciting bit that happened last session, if you haven't watched it, I will take a second, let you leave so I don't spoil it for you. Okay, cool. Marb showed up. And we were actually really lucky to have the original player, Marb Nico, join us last session for a little while. So it was a lot of fun. So it was nice to have the legend come back. However, he's not able to join us this week. He probably won't be able to join us again going forward. It was just like this one-time little, hey guys, popping in, having some fun. Uh, and he was super happy to see everybody and interact with everybody. But I wanted to very quickly take this moment as the DM to run over Marb's character sheet for my players because they'll be running him since he's part of this adventure, just so they can be familiar. Because the last time anyone touched Marb, he was level 9, and he's level 16 now. And there's been a lot of changes in not just him leveling up, but also in materia as a whole. So Marb, our bounty hunter, ranger, Kenku, uh, is his stats are, as shown. And the main thing I want to go over is just some of the mechanics that he has. My players know what proficiency is, they know what expertise is, so I don't have to worry about that. His senses, because he's a level 15, actually level 16, he does have blind sight out to 30 feet. And then for whoever's going to be running him, reminder that he is attuned to that hag carver. And the hag's carver, technically, Marb has no eyes, right? They got carved out by the hag's carver. So think of him kind of like an Illidan Storm Range character, where he wears wrappings around his eyes, but they're constantly bleeding. Um, so he has dark vision mechanically out to 120 feet, with 30 feet of that being blind sight, and then he is considered blind at all times, but he's also kind of immune to the blind condition, so you can't like reblind him. Um, and he ignores any natural phenomenon or anything that would prevent him from being able to see. So he can't, like, if there's something that is like invisible walking through there, if it's within the 120 feet, he has a chance to spot it. If it's raining, he does not have disadvantage. If it's smoky, he doesn't have disadvantage as long as it's within his 120-foot sphere of vision. Beyond that, he is effectively blind. He would not see. Um, but anyway, so that's just his little quirks of his vision. So with him, a big combo on Marb is two things. And they're actually both in his later feat that he took. But one is dexterous adaptability, which is part of alacrity, and the other one is parkour, which is also part of alacrity. So dexterous adaptability says whenever he does not take the attack action on his turn, he can do a lot of other things uh, on his action, and then that allows him to use a bonus action to make a weapon attack. Um, after doing a little aggro. Give me 1 second. Come on, come on, bud. Good boy. Okay, so with him, that's big because he's got a lot of times where he may need to dash around to reposition. He may be casting a spell as his action, so that still allows him to weave in a weapon attack. And that's also a main reason why he's using a short bow and not a long bow, because one of the limiters on that is that he can't use a heavy weapon, and a short bow is not heavy. The other thing is his parkour. Marb has a negative strength score, but he likes to climb, he likes to jump, and with jumping comes falling, so he gets to use his dexterity in place of his strength for that. So, kind of going on to the actions that he can take. So if he does an action to cast a spell, he can then bonus action shoot with his bow if he wants to. He also has a few other primary actions that he gets as a ranger. So Invigor is kind of a few of our classes. The rogue has like looming threat or whatever it is. The fighter has, I think it's part of the resolve feature, but essentially if they're below half health, they can spend hit die to heal. So as long as he's attacking, uh, Marb has an action that allows him to do Invigor, so he can invigorate himself to heal a little bit. and then he can still bonus action make a weapon attack. Tireless, again, he can give himself temporary hit points, which is an action, bonus action. He can shoot a weapon. So there's a lot of that interactions. Another one that's kind of hidden on here is post haste. Post haste is almost as good as him, just taking the attack action. Because what it says is when you use your action to dash, you can move up to your speed an additional time, and then you can make a single weapon attack or unarmed strike as part of that. So you can dash action, make a weapon attack, bonus action, because of dexterous adaptability, make an attack. Anyways, so there's a lot of ways for Marb to weave in attacks. And then he also has the classic, I forgot what it's even called in standard 5e at this point because we haven't played it in a long time. It's like ranged weapon specialist, right? So he's got the deadly aim where you can drop his proficiency bonus to gain double proficiency bonus of damage. So keep that in mind. That's always an option. And then he has the little simple hunter feature, which is called Thrill of the Hunt, which his wisdom is a +4. So once per turn, he can add his wisdom modifier to an attack roll or a damage roll. It's either or, and it's only once per turn. So you could technically take a -5 to hit, and then do a +4 to offset that if you wanted to. Once per turn. And then the other really big thing on him as far as mechanics is his quarry, aka his Hunter's Mark. So he can do Hunter's Mark 4 times for free a day. It lasts a full duration. It doesn't cost concentration. It works as a Hunter's Mark, would otherwise. And he loses it if he ends it as a bonus action or if he gets incapacitated. Excuse me. But the other thing is it scales with him. So because he's past level 13, it expands his crit range on his target. So he crits on a 19 or 20 against a Hunter's Mark's target. Now, Marb has, we picked some items for him. So he actually has an item that gives him a +1 crit range anyways. So he always crits on a 19 or 20. The Hunter's Mark's target, he crits on a 18 to 20. And because he's got the Hag Carver, which the Hag Carver is that item that took away his eyes, he can break the blade on it, which it will repair over time, but he kind of gets this offensive buff that lasts for a number of hours equal to his proficiency bonus, which is 5 hours, which is plenty of time at this point. He gets a +1 bonus to all attack rolls, spells, weapons, unarmed, it doesn't matter. He gets a +1 bonus to all damage, spells, weapons, again, doesn't matter. He gets a +1 to all saving throws that he imposes. So right now his hunter spells are a DC 18. I think
17.
this feature is 17. Yeah. Let me turn that off. If you go to the effects, you'll see that there's broken Hat Carver. If you just turn that on, it'll switch it over to 18 for you, and it does everything. Danny and I tested it. The only thing that it doesn't do is expand the crit range. That's up to you. So if Marb really wants to pop off, he can break the dagger, quarry something, and he crits on a 17, 18, 19, or 20 against that target. Other than that, he's got bonus action to hide, bonus action. I think he can actually turn invisible later on. Nature's Veil, right? Yeah. So he can bonus action hide. He can bonus action turn invisible. He is resistant to poison. Guys, just have fun running him. Oh, the big thing too. Sorry, because this is what Marb took as his hunter features, right? So he's got Colossal Slayer. So if anything's damaged, he does an additional D8 damage to it. Once he took the multi-attack defense. So whenever he's attacked, whether the attack misses or hits, any other subsequential attacks throughout that entire turn are done at disadvantage. So pretty good defense. And then he took the volley feature since he's a ranged one. We just what we did with Cielo, we gave him a means to create magical ammunition, just because it's at this point you guys are so high level, you need to track ammunition. So what it says is you pick an area 10 feet, a point, an area that's 10 feet around a point that you can see, and you just make as many weapon attacks as there are targets in there. and you have to hit each target once, or you make a separate attack against each target once. So he can mow down swaths of people potentially. That's Marb in a kind of condensed, very quickly spoken nutshell to kind of help you guys run him, or whoever's going to run him.
I have one more thing.
Obviously, I will be here to help. Yeah, go ahead.
He can also mimic.
Oh yeah, well yeah. So he's a Kenku, so he can mimic sounds. So always have fun with that. But he did also take the species feat for the Kenku, which allows him to try to mimic spells. We did our best to put the terminology on there. There's two ways to do it. One as a reaction, which we tried to do in the previous fight, or another one during a rest. So like if he wants to sit with Ben and learn how to cast haste, he can for the day. Um, stuff like that. So, yeah. So you guys can read. I know you guys will pick up on him, and I don't expect you guys to play him perfectly. I mean, no one plays their characters perfectly, anyways. So that's Marb in a nutshell. Yeah, cool. So now for the recap of what happened last session. So last session, uh, my players woke up at the Swampside warehouse workshop of Wigs, where the Brewers Mall was parked. They had discussed some events that have been going on. The Crash Menagerie told uh, Julian and the gang that they were here uh, trying to find information and get intel for Ofuma and the Unveilers. And the plan came to be that the Crash Menagerie would go to the crater, the ruins of Green Hill, uh, with Julian and his crew on the Flying Rivers Mall uh, as basically their escort to go to the crater so they can investigate, they can see what's going on. The Menagerie is starting to get the idea that because the little mad shits that they ran into had this presence of the Mad Titan, and the Mad Titan was part of the ritual um, that the hags were using willingly or not willingly, um, or knowingly or not knowingly, I should say, more or less, um, that the Mad Titan's influence is lingering. And that was confirmed last session when Ben communed with his beacon, his deity. Uh, that the Crush Manager decided they would go explore, see what's going on. And they did go in the morning. They landed on one of the safe uh, Earth motes. Wiggs accompanied them, showing off his artificer armor. Uh, and Wiggs was there to work on a network of, we call them zip ties, but they're a little bit different. But they essentially connect the various Earth motes uh, with a system of zip ties, uh, or zip strings, excuse me, zip lines. There we go, words. That allows people to leap from one Earth mote and travel onto the next. And this is because each Earth mote has its own little well of gravity, its little bubble of gravity around it. But the players, after getting jostled and wrenched around the first few times, it did seem to get used to navigating these zip lines. While Wiggs was working and repairing on one of the zip lines, Davis and Al, having a discussion with themselves, noticed uh, a gillied, kind of camouflaged flying object below them as they were kind of, if we were looking at the real world material, they were actually upside down. And they saw that flowing below them, and they heard the sounds of rocks breaking and trees getting crushed, and this massive leaping abomination of a figure chasing this small gliding contraption. Later, they heard a voice that rang very familiar. Uh, Shit, help me, help me, help me! Uh, and as it turned back and got smashed out of the air, went crashing into the bottom of the crater, uh, the menagerie took action and found the closest zip line to get down, where they did indeed see their long lost, or not long lost, but long separated friend Marb in the crater, uh, getting chased by a massive amphibious-like abomination, and they work together to dispatch this creature, largely in part to a very clutch stun and subdue, or ambush and subdue by Cielo, which I think the save was manipulated by a portent die
Yep.
to make sure that it failed, and because that turn the creature, the abomination, had 3 individuals wrapped up in 3 of its 5 tongues, and it was about to swallow all 3 of them. But that did not come to fruition. So the Menagerie plus Marb were able to dispatch this large amphibious mutation, and that's where we are picking up as the scramble senses effect has now kind of washed out through everyone's senses. So those of you who were blind are no longer blind. Those of you deafened are no longer deafened. Those of you that were stunned, it hurts, but you're no longer stunned. And that's, I guess, where we pick up. Oh yeah, and the best part of last session was Allegretto forgetting that he can communicate with Lunar telepathically. If you hadn't seen that part, that was just amazing.
It was very good.
Lulu, we got this. I
Well,
believe in
and
you.
she was deafened, I think, even, right?
Yeah, she was deaf and he was blinded, so he was communicating with her, trying to give her commands, and she was just doing
Oh.
nothing. So, but yeah. So, let's get into roll 20. There we go.
Jeez. Is that the? It is Marb. God, I can't see shit. It's coming back though. Oof. Buddy.
Save the chat for later. Kill this thing.
It's gone, I think.
You know,
Oh,
Marb,
I can't see anything.
I like one's idea, and he gets like 3 or more arrows and just starts shooting them into the corpse.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Man. What is it anyway? Marb, do you know what the fuck this thing is? Also, hey, how you doing?
It's spooky. It's big. It's loud. It's Davis, my man. He kind of puts up his arm, kind of like, excited. He like looks at your hair.
I'll give him a hug. Be like, hey, bud.
Yeah, it's a hug. I like what you did with the hair.
Yeah, I didn't do it, but it's good though, right?
It works. Kind of goes with the grace. It works.
Yeah.
Pretty bad for camo though.
I was never that good at remaining super hidden. I kind of announce my presence a lot, so.
They're not that much for subtlety.
Yeah, basically.
And you see Marb as he's talking to you, he kind of lifts one of his arms, and the little gliding contraption that he's on, it's like, it's not broken, it's a little damaged. He's like, ugh, have to fix this. Okay. Well, it's good to see you. That thing has been chasing me for the better part of 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you. What are you guys doing here?
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask you the same thing. I mean, I know you're still in the area helping with the rebuild and everything, but like, why here now? I thought you'd be back at the Green Post.
Oh, it's time for me to come check out and see what new threats or dangers or anything news here, or try to plot a new course to go gather supplies. So, yeah, most of the people can't keep up, so I come here by myself sometimes. Better to go alone.
Well,
They can't slow me down. I mean, if they slow me down, I just break their knees. They have the bait for the things that'll kill us, and then I get away. But,
never change, Marb. Yeah, but wow. Is it so when you come checking for stuff? Is it
no, that's
stuff
not
like?
normal.
Yeah, that was my
I mean,
question.
there's some crazy weird stuff. Like he looks above, like those.
I mean,
and
then
there's
like the whole what is up, what is down thing.
yeah, you get used to it.
Okay, if you say so.
Just you get used to it. But no, there's other things, and at that moment you'll hear the zip line, and Wiggs will finally be able to join y'all because he was far away from you guys. He finally catches up.
Oh, hey.
Let me grab him real quick. He's on the wrong layer. There you go. But yeah, yeah. So supplies and intel, because the more I know, the more dangerous I am and stuff. So
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
yeah, he kind of looks beyond you, Davis. He's like,
Oh yeah. Hey. You
I know
know.
some of these people.
Yeah.
Are they to be trusted? Are you in danger? Blink twice. Are you in danger?
I blinked 3 times just to fuck with him.
My man. Always throw those mixed signals.
That and I
Just
was never
use
good
the
at
M.
counting, right? Anyway. No. Yeah. These are all menagerie. They're part of us now.
I'm laying on this like grassy patch right in between the watery like fork right here, like panting. Like I didn't even take damage. I'm just like I look like I took damage. I'm just panting.
He's like, well, not as okay. So Menagerie version 2? Version.
Best not to keep
Okay.
numbering like that. Who's in, if you're in, you're in. Like, you're still here. Like, you're menagerie. You may not be traveling with us, but your menagerie's in.
So who did you
Nice to,
replace me with?
nice to meet you.
Yeah, speaking of,
He looks at
Silo, come
Huh?
meet Marb.
Like one ear perks up and I just like, huh?
Yeah.
Marb is putting up his bow. He looks your way, Cielo, and again, for you, I know you as Donnie knows, but for you, you see the Kenku dark feathered and all that. It's just his hood is actually off because of running around and all that. But the most noticeable feature that you see is that he has bandages over his eyes, and they are just constantly just like a little bit bloodstained.
Yeah.
So he's looking at you, but you don't see eyes looking at you. And he
Yeah, but
looks towards you.
usually he's kind of hard to spot, but I don't imagine that's a problem for you, given. And then I'll point to his eyes, like not even remember really if he can kind of like tell
Yeah,
gestures or not.
yeah. And he says, yeah, I got it. And he looks down because Marb is 5 feet, right? Exactly. I remember that was his height. So he kind of looks a little down at you, Cielo, and he's like,
Yep.
so you're the one that's responsible for keeping these idiots alive?
Um, no. Actually, sometimes it's quite well, it's a give and take.
He looks to you, Davis. That's my replacement? Really?
I mean, Marb, nobody can replace you, right? You know that.
But that's true. But
But
and then Cielo,
sneaky guy who's dangerous at a distance. He fits that bill. But it's so many other things that you can do. Nobody can do,
okay,
right?
that's fair. I will. I will look at you and turn back to you, Cielo. And he said, "My man, that first shot, that thing was beautiful.
Hey, I'm a pretty good shot.
That
I
was
mean,
impressive,
you seem like you're a pretty good shot too. Marb, was it?
Marb." And he reaches his
Pleasure. And
hand out
I
to
put a
shake yours.
hand out too, like at the same time. They like almost clap hands on accident.
I love it.
Oh,
He's like, "Oh," and
Uh,
they shake. Yeah,
yeah,
and Cielo, you realize that he sees you like you don't see it, but he's like aware of where you are perfectly. Like there's no awkwardness or anything like that. So,
huh, nice.
um,
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those types you could say. Yeah, we got a couple skills. Yeah,
well, that's good.
yeah, I'll
That's good.
actually just like lean
We
into Marb's ear when he says it. Like, he's very good.
Marble say he's like good because again, you and we fill a very important niche role. They pretty cool when they think like something we do is so amazing. It's like really for us, it's just like second nature. But hey, we'll take it. We're that much better than them. and he turns. After you give him the handshake, he gives you like a little fist bump. Cielo.
I return the fist bump with like a jump.
Nice.
Yeah, and he kind of does that like little bird click that he does, my man, and then turns and
I finger guns back at him.
yeah, he turns and kind of looks it over and say, "Wiggs, I think I broke your glider," and he just kind of does like, he lifts his arm and you just hears, it's like crushed a little bit, and then Al, he'll turn towards you and he'll be like, "I recognize Al. I don't recognize the beastie, but the beastie is really cool. I like the beastie."
Hey, Marb. What the hell is this? I'll just point down to the.
This is what we call a local denizen of the crater. I don't know. It's it was chasing me. It sucks here.
Good to know.
Well, we killed it. So I can tell you, I know for a fact that it is dead. That is what it is.
Nice. Now that we've scientifically gotten to a conclusion. Hey, how's it going? Come here.
Hey, yeah, he gives you a hug too. And he's happy to see you. And he's looking. And once you give him a hug, he's like in your ear. He's like, "So who's the beastie?"
Oh, I'll gesture to Lilin. This is Lilin. I learned how to summon mounts. And, I don't know. We ended up this is the shape we ended up with.
Well, I love it. Lunlun. He kind of puts out his hand, kind of gives her like a
So,
little scritch on the nose.
Okay. I was gonna say she was gonna sit and offer a paw.
Oh, that's fine. If that's what she offers first, that's fine. So he puts out his. She sits, pause. He's like, gives her the shake, and then he goes in with his other one and just kind of starts scratching her nose. Eee. You're cute.
She's very fluffy.
Very cute. And he looks over and he looks at Karos. He's like, "I know you. We've met."
It's been a while, and it was a fast meeting, so just
Yeah.
for memory's sake, he'll hold out his hand, Karos, and he'll kind of like gesture at the part of the locust.
Got it.
This has been a real lifesaver.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Good.
life taker. I don't know.
No. Good. Okay. That
the
good.
baleful?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Baleful.
Nice.
It's like, right? Glad it's got good use. Good. Good to see you. Glad you're with the group still. Because if you would have left with my baleful, then I would have had to track you down in the future, and that wouldn't have been fun. So, no. He smiles. Good to see you.
Gets a chill down his spine.
I'd say this whole time, by the way, Ben is trying to figure out what the hell this thing is, just like examining.
Yeah, you just hear the sounds of like Ben.
Yeah, kind of carving into it.
Digging through it.
Yeah.
You'll see that Marb notices that, but then it goes over to Rock and says, "Rock, you still? That's still you, right, Rock? Rock."
Hi, Mark. Yeah, it's still me.
Hey, buddy.
I'm just gonna like pick him up in a big hug.
Oh.
He doesn't fight it. You're way stronger than him. Like, especially since you still have your tensor's form going.
Oh shit, that's right. Which I don't know if
Yeah,
you knew
you're
that. By the way, Rock, that you were Tensor's transformed.
You are coral. Yeah, you're. So like.
Oh, I'm going for a run with him.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Touchdown!
I'm not gonna like
He's in
run
the
around
open
to
field.
everybody.
Yeah.
I just be like, guys, it's Marb. Guys, hey, look,
What?
I
Yeah.
got Marb. Hey, Marb. You hear me, friends?
Just bring him back when you're done.
Yeah, it's like, I do not consent. I do not. Oh, fine.
And
Just
there
have
he
fun.
goes.
Yeah. And Pebble just kind of surfs on it, tweets, kind of having fun. So Ben is looking at the thing. If you want to give me a
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
Arcana.
his. Well, that's the thing is, I don't. I mean, I know he has things with like not necessarily like aberrations, but like some kind of. I don't know. Does he have anything with aberrations in particular?
He would not have anything in particular that would help him with this.
Oh, okay. It just seems
We
kind
and our
of akin to maybe things
Yep.
that he might want to punish
Yep.
/ deal with.
I get you. So you can give me an Arcana check, or you can give me a Medicine check at disadvantage.
Oh shit, definitely medicine at disadvantage. Can I guidance or no?
Yeah, he's been working on it.
Yeah,
so
fair.
yeah, absolutely.
God. Well, okay, still he's pretty good at it anyway. So 17 total.
Yeah. So he does not know what this is. It definitely has characteristics that would, come to the adjacency of like amphibious, like, but it's still off.
Yeah.
He's not. He can't determine with a 17 if this is something that is from here that has been changed or something that has come here from another place.
Okay.
All he knows is it's like you guys saw it. It's dangerous. It is able to mess with y'all's senses. And he doesn't know how to use anything from this creature. He can't seem to ascertain like if there would be any benefits to taking anything from this thing. It's a lump of dead meat, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, he just continues kind of carving, kind of trying to see if there's anything that's familiar. It's that uncanny valley approach where there's things that are familiar, but not.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like I know what an eyeball is. I don't know what 5 eyeballs means. Like I know what like gills are. I don't know why they are where they are. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know like why this thing has hundreds of oddly shaped teeth and 5 powerful tongues and what are these tendrils kind of coming out of its like it has like musculature, but then like threads of those muscles like extend beyond the skin and become like whipping little. It's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, but yeah, yeah, Marb, or not Marb, Rock. Whenever you're done running around with Marb, let me know. And then Wiggs.
How much longer do I have on my tensors?
Oh shit, good question.
I think it's an hour, right?
Is it that long?
You guys have found. You can check. I don't know.
10 minutes?
Maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Not an
Yeah,
hour.
it's 10 minutes.
Yeah. So you have 9 minutes still with sensors.
I will allow Marb to, because I got that little contraption on the shell. If he wants to ride up there,
Oh yeah.
he can just chill. And I'm going to just Miguel him with tails and run back and forth from people. And also, maybe tell him to hold on and do a flip or two. Just,
It's awesome.
I'm just having a delightful time.
I love it. Yeah. So.
Oh, and I'm definitely gonna be like, how's the like not being able to? Can I touch your dagger? Is that still like a thing? Like, tell me everything, and I'll tell you everything. And then when he tries to tell me anything, I'm like, oh, but wait, I just remember this, and he doesn't.
I love it. He does manage to get in. Yes, I still have my dagger. Yes, you can touch it. Do not poke the eyeball. That's all he's able to get in between you just rapid fire going down memory lane as he's comfortably kind of hooked into the little cobalt contraction that they made for you to have like the little shell rack. You just, yeah. So he's just kind of going along with the run, and Wiggs will be, you guys kind of. Sorry, I'm not as fast as everybody else.
Wait, am I strong enough to pick up weights too?
This form technically doesn't increase your strength, so I'm. Yeah.
Fair
No,
enough.
I would say no. Yeah, because Marb is as Marb is kind of weird. Yeah, like he's light. He's 5 foot and light.
Does he got hollow bones?
Yeah.
True.
More hollow. So, and Wiggs is in his like full on
Oh yeah.
Iron Man suit. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, with his briefcase. So.
He may weigh more than the rest of us, basically.
Yeah, so he kind of, you'll see that as he's like actually talking about, he'll that the fishbowl helm will kind of retract in, and you know he's not circulating water over his face right now, so he can actually talk to you all more regularly. I see that you guys are still as potent as ever. Um, looks over at the dead thing. Yeah, that's a problem. That's one of the many things that yeah, are around. Maybe not this specifically. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, but ta-da!
Yikes. And you don't have an explanation for why? I mean, I don't think this thing has been seen anywhere in Materia, period.
Oh no, I don't think this is from here.
Like, do you
I
think
mean,
it...
it's one of two things. It's
Okay.
either something like, oh, okay, I say one of two things. One of two logical things that I can think of. And he'll kind of say the same thing that what Ben was trying to figure out. It's either from here and it's been changed, or it's something alien that's come from somewhere. And based on what this place is now, I lean towards the second, probably. But I don't know.
Was, as out of character, was Wiggs was present when Ben was doing his commune, right?
Yes, Wiggs was with you guys. He was
Okay.
with you guys.
Okay. Well, yeah, given what Ben told us, yeah, it seems like the second thing might be more likely, right?
I
So we should
I
fix
venture to
that, huh?
say right. I okay. We, as in y'all and me, sure, but that's something. What are we fixing? That's what we need to find out first. And is this enough manpower to fix it?
I mean, probably, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've kept up with your tales. We know the great deeds that you guys have done. Use travels. But we all saw the sky that day.
Yeah. Good point.
Mm.
Well, we should at
Anyway,
least learn more, I guess, right?
and we should probably get away from here because we made a lot of noise.
I mean, do you think there's another one of these coming or something?
Frankly, it wouldn't surprise me if the trees started to walk towards us at this point.
And then I like I like inch away from the tree as he says that. Like, okay.
No, again, this place is difficult to know what is going to happen. It's chaotic here.
I'll just slowly saunter over to wherever Rock set Marb down and like pat Marb on the shoulder, and be like, "You're crazy for coming here by yourself."
What? I'm the only one that can.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you should.
Okay, but we need to know what's here, what can we use, what can I use, what advantages can we take
Okay,
from
you
this
see,
place?
until you got to the "what
Okay.
can I use" part, I was having trouble thinking this was actually Marb because I was like, this doesn't sound like Marb to just volunteer to go do dangerous stuff. But now I get it.
I've changed. I'm still responsible for an entire community.
Yeah, I mean, and there was always bits of that too, but there is always like what's a little bit of what's in it for me, you know?
Oh, of course, there's some really cool
Okay,
stuff here.
okay. Now I know it's really you.
Okay. Anyways, uh, so are we staying here? Because what are you guys doing here?
I mean,
And
frankly, kind of the same thing you're doing. Except I think we got some more insights onto the why, not so much the what.
good, because I was gonna say, you guys have to know more than me about something here, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest. The main reason we were coming here initially was to beat your record.
What?
How long
What
you could
record?
stay here?
Oh, you're not beating that without me.
Well, we're not beating it with you either. That's how it works.
Yeah, so good luck. It ain't gonna happen. As capable as already forgot if Cielo gave the name, but I'll say he did. They did. If as capable as Cielo is, he's still no Marb.
No, nobody is.
Exactly. So, and plus,
But you're no Cielo
I get
either.
no. True, but I also have cool stuff from Wix and Grung.
Okay.
So,
Oh, Grung's still. Oh, nice. Cool. What do you got from Grung?
did
Is it gonna blow up? Do I need to be worried?
some of them blow up?
Does he have a bomb?
Uh, he looks towards you and says, "Obviously."
Ah, shit.
Oh, Jesus. Guys, be careful if you see things that. If Marb throws something and it doesn't blow up, be careful because he's gonna shoot it later and it will blow up.
I'll just say, watch
Don't
your
be near.
shit like I used to. Just watch your shit.
I mean, yeah. I'm just telling everybody else
Grab your butt.
this who doesn't necessarily know that. By the way, that's Ben
I
over
mean,
there.
this is Twisted Country, so I mean, you should kind of just watch everything here.
Yes,
See?
very true.
What? He's wise. That's good. Also, hi Ben. Um, Al, do you still do your cleanup duty? Because your friend is filthy.
Yes.
Like Ben has just been ripping into
Yeah.
this for a while. Hi Ben.
Hey. If you're done there, I'm gonna get back to the usual. I'm gonna pull out the looting.
I'll tell Marb, I'm like, English or common, not his best, but what he lacks for in number of words, they mean a lot. So
No, I mean, he's got a glowing weapon. Of course, he means a lot. Like, look at that thing. That thing is like, if I wasn't blind, I would be blinded by the thing.
I was gonna say I didn't even know if you could see glowing, but I guess you can. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how to explain it. Like I said, just don't poke the eyeball.
You know me, I would not dare to mess with anything of yours.
Anywho,
I kind of want to poke the eyeball, but
The temptation is there.
every now and then, just to mess with Marm, my
he
finger close
grabs.
to it, and go, I'm down.
At one point, if you keep messing with it, he will grab a stick and draw a graph, which is the fuck and find out.
Yeah, fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Where'd you find this guy? I like him.
Honestly, he was day. Yeah, he was day one.
Day one.
He was there the night the menagerie was essentially christened.
Oh, so he was in the band.
No. That was the Rabble Rousers. That
So
band.
he was in the bar fight.
There was fights.
Probably.
There was
I
bar
might be
fights.
forgetting something.
But I mean, sure. I think we had some bar fights. No, I was here when, and he points to Al when he died on the first. Almost died.
Damn it, Barb. I
Yeah.
had one rule.
What?
You think Marb?
The rule was
Yeah, I was to say you're expecting Marb to follow all the rules. Come on, Al.
Ah.
the rule is we don't tell people outside of the Crass Menagerie. They are
Yes.
Crass Menagerie.
It's true.
I didn't break the rule.
You,
Fine print, Al.
you got me. Okay. Fine.
I was to say
Anyway.
rules are one thing, but deals Marb's good for, and that was the deal. So.
And then, yeah, we'll just say a little time will pass. Well, let's get somewhere safer, and we can continue our reunion, and we can continue to figure out how you guys are going to beat my record here without me. And he smiles, and he walks over to one of the zips. That's like, essentially where you guys fell, and he latches his own zip and just jumps and lets the gear kind of take it, and you go. Is going up.
All right. Following.
I'm not gonna make y'all do rolls. Yeah. You guys are good. Let me get you back on.
Ben will guidance and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Just put you guys back up here. Okie dokie. Alright. So once you guys get up safe on one of the moats, at this point you guys are technically upside down.
By the way,
Marb will
Julian's
start.
left by now, I would assume.
Oh yeah, the crew had left a
Okay.
while. They're not even aware that you guys were attacked or Marb was being chased or anything.
Okay.
They were already gone. They dropped you guys off and they were gonna go scout some more moats out.
Roger.
So, do I have wigs on here? No,
I don't
go
see
grab
him.
them. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so Marb is gonna just kind of get to the point. So, if we're staying, what are you guys staying for? What's happening?
Well,
How can I help? If
thanks to Ben here, we think that throughout this crater there are points. Why am I the one explaining this? There's points that might be like tears to other planes or something, and Davis is kind of almost desperately looking for someone smarter than him to sort of explain this.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Yeah, with the way Green Hill was set up before, there's a lot of little teleportation spots with a damn tower. So we think each of those spots, yeah, there's a little tears in the fabric of reality, no big deal for jumping between planes, and I think those are where you have to kind of hunt down and see where, you know, this influence is
okay,
bleeding through.
okay, I think I've seen something like that.
Really?
Oh, is it
Yeah, it
very
didn't
far?
make sense, but yeah, I think I've seen something like that.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, let's go, I guess, right? I mean, is everybody okay? Or
You want to
Um,
go? Okay.
how how bad was it?
Um, I don't know if bad's. It's weird.
Ooh,
Um,
spooky even?
spooky. Um, it's kind of like he puts his kind of hands together and he's like, it's kind of like two two things getting kind of smashed together, and you can kind of see both at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. It's like when you get like really thin fabric and one color is blue and another color is yellow, and you kind of put them together and you can kind of see green.
that sounds like what we're looking for.
I mean, I could take you somewhere like that.
Marb, green like the maze?
Oh no, I sorry, just using colors. Sorry. No, not real colors.
Okay.
Like you take here and you take somewhere else and you smash them together,
Okay.
and you get kind of a mix of the two. But that somewhere else is something spooky. I will say, oddly enough, this is just kind of DM insight. Marb technically did not see the Mad Titan because he cannot see past 120 feet.
True. Oh wait. Oh yeah, he was
Ah.
blinded by that point. Yeah.
He was blinded by that point. Yeah. So he was immune to whatever effect happened. Like he just
It's like, why are
knows.
you guys freaking out,
Like,
guys?
yeah. It's like, oh.
Are you seeing
What
this
is
shit?
it?
Literally no.
I just think that's a little DM insight. I just think it's fun.
That is fun.
So, I mean, I can get you somewhere, or we can.
I mean,
Is
yeah.
there anything else? Like, there's got to be more layers, right? Do you guys know anything else before we get going? I mean, we can walk and talk, but
I mean, I will say, just so you're aware, I think you might be aware of this kind of stuff happening, but we were originally not coming here to do this. We were just doing boring diplomatic stuff. You may actually have kind of liked it because you like the kind of, diplomatic stuff sometimes. But, well outside of, the ruins here, we were attacked by some little sprite things, and they definitely had a kind of a Titan vibe to it. So mission changed. We came here to do this basically because it's like, well, if they're out that far, what the heck's going on?
like, you mean like little things? He kind of puts his fingers.
Yeah,
Makes like,
wait, you remember
up-
those little shits in the Necromancer Tower? Like those, but different vibe.
Okay.
Also,
the ones from the cauldron?
the
Or the mage tower. Wait, was he? I'm trying to remember. Was he part of the windmill? I think he was part of the windmill.
Oh, yeah. The Mephits, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that, and definitely explosive like that, but in weirdly more predictable ways. Like, they just really liked magic, and they, fed off of magic. They sucked it up and did stuff with it.
No. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
Oh,
those things.
they hang out
And he
here?
reaches in one of. Yeah, he reaches like in his little cloak and his vest, and he opens up a
Oh,
pocket.
one of his many pockets. Oh god, the
Yeah,
pockets.
and he takes out like a very small little, like it'd be like a coin set, and he opens it, and it's got this like powdered, like this lime green powder. He's like, this shit is bait for those little guys. They can't get enough of it. Ties it back up.
What is it?
They're oh, it's the crystals,
Solving?
wigs. There we go. Yeah, that stuff. It's ground up.
What are you doing with it? Is that what you're using it for?
I mean, that's what I use to
I'm
draw
asking what you're
things out.
doing with that particular vial.
Yeah, it's so that I can see what happens when it interacts with things here.
Insight check.
Okay.
I think he's got some personal gain in mind. 21.
He is trying to figure out what this stuff does.
Okay.
And of course how he can benefit from knowing what it does. Davis, you'll notice he's got a few arrows that have a similar like lime green tinge on them.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Okay.
So you'll notice that like Marb doesn't carry as many arrows as he used to remember. You understand that, you see Cielo, but he does have a few actual arrows on him. So think of him kind of like Hawkeye or the Green Arrow or whatever, those type of things. He's got a few special arrows.
Yeah, but as he's pulling out that jar, like literally whoever's closest to me, like I guess Al, as pictured here, I would just be like, of course he's got a pocket for that. He's got a pocket for everything.
The pocket.
Puts it back in his little pocket. Okay, I will. Does everybody need to go? Anyone need to rest? Everyone need to relieve themselves. This is the perfect time to use the restroom.
You know what? So how long is it gonna take to get there, Marb? You think? And given them, we can't all fly around like you can, so.
Oh, Wiggs says, oh, he's not flying.
Well,
I'm gonna have to repair those.
Ah.
I mean, he looks at Cielo and he says, with me and your friend, hour and a half tops.
Okay.
Easily.
I like him. He doesn't even know where he's going, and he's confident. Perfect.
Yeah, we can take a quick short rest. You know the drill. Just give me 10 minutes and I'll have everybody ready to rock.
Oh, okay. If you need to do that, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's literally just going to turn to a bush and just use the restroom. Yeah. come out, shake it all off. I will let you know mechanically for Marb because again, it's a good thing. So let me read tireless. So he will go ahead and tireless himself. If I'll go ahead and do that, so you guys can. So he has 10 temporary hit points.
Nice.
I'll go ahead and update that. Yeah, if you guys want to do short rest stuff, you guys can to heal up because I know people took a bit of chip damage, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, throughout the fight.
How much on that song of rest, Bard Allegretto?
Why?
5. Okay. Oh, perfect. 5 gets me there.
The song's a little quiet. I was not sure if we're being watched or anything. He's like, "Is this a bad idea?" Ask her it.
Yeah, you're just like drumming on yourself, like really quietly.
Mm-hmm.
Next. He needs to roll one more. Okay. Alright, Marb's at full HP now. Because of the Song of Rest. What is his max HP?
It was 124 according to the card that I made.
Yeah. Yep. I had it highlighted, so it was just like.
Somehow
Show
Ben
it.
never took a hit, but okay. I
That
guess
makes
he
sense.
wasn't. Well, he wasn't the one dealing damage, yeah, or as much.
Yeah. And he wasn't in there yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and short rest. So do all your short rest things. I gotta figure out which command style I want.
Yep.
Which I forget I can do when initiative is rolled once per day. I think, right?
Yeah, you'd have to look at it. I know you can swap out one or both during a short rest.
Right. Yeah.
And then, yeah, you do have the one where, because your dominant command or whatever, you can make the adjustment on the fly.
Right.
Try to. Alright.
Oh,
You
it's
guys let me know
team
when you guys
misfits.
are ready.
Oh no, that's merit dice. What's the thing? There's a thing. God damn.
Additionally, when initiative is rolled, it's dominant command. It's your 14th level feature for
Oh, it's Battlefront
Battlefront.
Marshal. Okay.
Yeah. Additionally, when initiative is rolled, you may choose to change one of your command styles. When to use this feature, you cannot do it until you finish the long
That's
rest.
the one. Gotcha.
Alright. Oh yeah, I actually didn't say. Yeah, go ahead and hit the short rest button. It's my mistake or not. I forgot that you can actually hit that in here.
Yeah, I forgot about that
Well,
too.
yeah. So. Alright, so yeah.
And you can even do your hit dice that way. I just forgot.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I was like, oh wait, oh yeah.
Oh, I don't have my temporary 50 hit points anymore. I should get rid of those.
Oh, and then by all means, if anyone, whoever is going to be responsible for Marb mechanically or whatever in combat, if you want to prepare spells, you can. We just I kind of threw together a list based on what Marb used to run with all the time, and ones that he would naturally kind of get as he progressed through a ranger. So he only has technically, like, he can use all the spells that he's got. They're just not technically prepared at this time, because I just didn't want to take over that
Yeah,
aspect.
and he's got a pretty good number of preps, I think, with his pretty high wisdom.
Yeah, he's got
Like 13 or something?
12. He's got 12 preps. He's got a few spells that he always gets because he's a expanded spell list. And then he's got some of the primordial spells. He's got like speak with animals one time for free, be sense one time for free, speak with plants one time for free, locate creature one time for free. So, alright. Before you guys get going, is there anything else you want to try to share with Marb, or you guys, or Wiggs, or you guys get to get going?
I'm still doing all my short rest.
Oh yeah, sure. Take your time. I'm not trying to rush anybody. Just let me know.
Yeah, in the so during this rest, yeah, I would just kind of be given highlights, to Marb. Actually, that'll be kind of how we do the pump up speech. Respite would be like regaling Marb of some of the highlights of what we're doing. Like, we've taken down dragons now. We were doing, we did like there is this cult that we took down. Da 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 da.
Say that last bit again that you said?
I was just saying, like the way to like mechanically, kind of how I'm doing the respite, because I have to kind of like
Oh, okay.
talk for 10
Yeah.
minutes more or less, like kind of inspiring leader-ish. But
Mhm.
yeah, I would basically am kind of catching up Marb on Menagerie goings on since he's left. Like, yeah, we went to Carver, da da da, and then we reactivated an ancient forge, and we defeated a dragon cult, and then we defeated the dragon itself, and
Cool. Yeah, he's following.
I'm definitely participating. I'll let you do all the talking, but I'm
yeah, you're like,
spicing them up.
yeah, hell yeah, love it.
Nice.
Oh, I'm gonna cast a level 5.
Do it.
What are you gonna cast? Sorry.
Sorry, I have to see. I'm being attacked by a bug. Where's the prepared? Do I have you prepared? I do. I'm gonna use a level. Actually, so I'll use a level 5 spell, but then I'll be able to get it back.
Because you're gonna arcane recovery it.
Yeah. And we are all getting attacks.
Oh, you're seeming us. I got it.
Yes.
See, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
getting
also, nice.
And
Okay.
Marb's is comically oversized. Like it fits on his head perfectly, but it's quite big
Gotcha.
above
Gotcha.
it.
Gotcha. I was going to say real quick, for Davis, make sure Ben you roll a ensorceral cascade for your holy weapon. See if you did use that spell slot or did not,
Sure.
and then mark off whatever spell level that is, and you can't use it for that. So you finish a
Nope.
long rest.
He boofed
Nope.
it.
Okay. He boofed it, so he can't use it for 6th level spell slots. Okay. All right. Right, once you guys give Marb the good to go, Wiggs will say, I mean, it'll work. Just don't get hit again too hard. And he kind of gives Marb his little glider contraption back. He kind of puts on his back a little bit, gets all comfortable, and straps it to one wrist, straps it to another wrist. So you're the best, man. Now it's up to you guys. Is Wiggs joining y'all, or is Wiggs waiting here to update the River's Mob? Because technically he wasn't. This was not part of the original plan.
As far as I'm concerned, it's up to him.
Right.
Was
I'll
everybody
say,
else object or thoughts?
I agree with that. So whatever he feels comfortable with. We know what we're getting into.
yeah, he'll say, well, I, not to sound like a coward, but I'll stay back. I'll make sure the maw is updated.
Makes sense.
And Marb, if you can kind of tell me where you're going, if we don't hear from you in 48 hours, maybe we'll be stupid and try to go after you. I mean, y'all are a valuable team, and it'd be a big loss if we can't get you guys back.
I think we'll aim for everything to go smoothly, but if it doesn't, we could probably make some sort of signal, fire something.
I mean, Ben
I would
could.
say look for that. Yeah.
Ben will chime in. Says, can talk in head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's
I'll start
true.
working on that.
Okay. All right. Be safe.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
I think this is the right call. I mean, as great as it would be to have you out there, I don't think you're really kitted out specifically for. Well, we don't even know what we're facing, so. But
yes.
it'd be a bigger loss to have
I
you lost out here, I think.
very well. I will be careful and continue some work here on the safe moats. And well, good luck to all of you.
Should we? And then I'll look at Al, who I think has the Horn of Silent Alarm, though I think Ciela might also have it. I was like, should we give Wiggs this? I mean, I know we could use it, but we can always get it back. But if he's gonna be by himself, maybe something like this would be good.
Yeah, I like that idea. It's only so far, but we're doing a lot of weird three-dimensional stuff with these
Oh
moats.
shit. Yeah, how far is it?
Not too far, 600.
Oh shit, that's probably worthless then, because we're traveling for about an hour. We're going way more than 600 feet.
We can try, damn it. It's the sense of security it provides until you blow it and we don't arrive.
Yeah. Never mind.
Okay. Like I'll be safe. Don't worry.
'Kay.
It's you that I'll be worrying about, but you guys have been in worse situations, I'm sure.
I sure hope so.
Well, good luck. Be safe. Uh, yeah. Good luck. Be safe.
Likewise.
Marb will say, "All right, come on, boys. We got a lot of walking to do, and a lot of zipping to do."
Alright, stretching.
And Marb will begin to guide you guys along. There's a few more moats that still have zips, so he will guide you about or along towards about 5 more different zips, and you'll be able to take them. And then eventually there'll be one that leads y'all back kind of down. Um, and that's where you'll be kind of traversing the flooded, craggy, warped ground that is the crater itself. Uh, is there anything you guys wish to talk while you guys are walking, or is it just ready for travel?
So, Marb, could you describe at all what it is we're going to be getting into here? I mean, is it just an area that has that kind of weird feel, like you said, or should we be aware of anything else?
I mean, there's gonna be weird stuff around. Some of the plants are weird, some of the animals are weird. You're gonna see water flowing up towards some of these moats. Um,
Jeez.
there's gonna be like, I mean, I hope none of y'all are really claustrophobic because there's gonna be like the cloud cover from the clouds that get kind of trapped in here, kind of making it feel like we're.
Yeah, it
And
seems
as
like
you kind
it
of look
gets
up,
darker as we go further down, too.
yeah,
I mean, I
it's gonna
guess.
get darker. It's gonna get spookier.
Yeah.
Um, there's gonna, I don't know, man. It's it's weird.
Got it.
And as he's kind of explaining it, so like the general visual is as mentioned. So yeah, you actually did point out something. It does get progressively darker the closer you get down to the floor, and the floor is kind of swamp, kind of flooded, overturned and uprooted earth in different spots. There's large stones that are like upright, just kind of ripping through the ground that didn't completely make it out and become earth moats. There's plants that um, have absorbed the energies here and have become like overgrown and kind of twisted and gnarled. immense. There are ports where you see like some of the earth motes are kind of floating pretty close to the ground, and you can feel like it's not strong enough to pull you away, but you can kind of feel like it's pulling on you a little bit, and you do see that there's parts where you just see like some water droplets begin to beat up and actually start going upwards towards that boat instead. If you look up, there's this constant cover of thick clouds, almost like fog, that does give it like a claustrophobic sense, where the only parts that kind of punch through is like the bottoms, air quote bottom, of some of these earth motes or some of these smaller fragments of floating ground. And that might dissipate some of the cloud in some way, so you do see some sunlight kind of coming through. But for the most part, it's like, deep in a rainforest where the tree canopies just block out, high 90% of the sunlight. So it does get fairly dark down here. Actually, to the point where Rock would be struggling to see right now because he doesn't have dark vision.
Well, so would Ben, and I was actually going to say he's going to cast Dark Vision using his thaumaturge on himself.
Okay. Got it. The air is, for the most part, rather stagnant. There's moisture in the air just because of how the clouds are and how things get trapped.
I'll
Man,
to try and keep things
like
light, I'll just walk up to Alan and be like, not for nothing, this is spooky, but like kind of climbing from moat to moat, especially this close to the ground, just remember when you were a T-Rex and you just kept slipping and falling on your ass?
I do.
And not only that, but Tej was like super fucking strong randomly.
Oh yeah.
The Swolefant? You remember the Swolefant?
Oh yes. I forgot what he did with it. He didn't.
I don't actually remember either, but I just know he had two ability scores swapped. It was strength and something, I don't remember, but his strength became I think like an 18 or something.
Sheesh.
the strength and wisdom.
Was his wisdom? Oh shit. Okay, then yeah, I'm sure his spells weren't worth shit, so he was.
And he got teleported back in time for like
Oh, that's
30
right.
seconds or something. Yeah, he got hit by a lot of random stuff. Oh,
Yeah, the other day I learned that T-Rex might be good at jumping, but yeah, if you fall behind, you can't catch up like a monkey can.
No, but yeah. Sorry, I just kind of came back to me as we were kind of walking through here.
No, those were very smooth rocks. Felt like soap. Learned a lot that day. It was kind of funny though.
There are no horses, no bray right now. Let's go move them over here.
Apples. Chestnut?
Just not.
Alright. So Marb will be guiding you. If somebody wants to roll a survival check for Marb, go for it. And then Cielo, because you said you were going to be helping, you can roll yourself a survival check.
I can.
I've been roll guidance Cielo.
Okay. So you can add a d4 to that, Cielo.
Sick.
Marb, come on.
He's a little lost.
Cielo.
Nice.
Hey! Cool 32.
Yeah. So, Marb will be continuing kind of focusing on making sure that everyone's able to kind of traverse the lower earth motes, the little small floating bits, the parts where you have to kind of climb down and actually make contact with some of the actual buckled earth below. And you'll see that it starts to get stranger and stranger. There's parts where in the darker scapes, which again, Rock, right now, because I haven't heard anything, you're struggling to kind of keep up and see what's going on because it's just getting so dark down here. But there's times where there's a portion where you guys are traveling and the entire hue, like like it just gets like blue shifted. Like everything's kind of on like a bluer side of coloring. The atmosphere, the air, the ground, it's bluish. And then you start kind of moving forward, and you'll start to see like one of the clouds is just like sparkling, almost like it's made of glitter or something above you, and it just starts to kind of sway, like kind of like wait, two sets of waves kind of crashing into one of these earth motes. Just you see like these sparkling waves kind of crash above your heads, kind of giving this like psychedelic kind of feel. Um, while Marb is focusing on making sure everyone's kind of safe, Cielo, you're just kind of seeing the general path that he's taking y'all along, and you're able to just kind of keep the group true to the direction, and your instincts kind of pick in, and you kind of see where he's trying to traverse the group, and you almost kind of take over, and Marb kind of sees you up ahead and just kind of gives you the thumbs up, like you're going in the right direction, and you're kind of like the spot you're where he's aiming for the rest of the group to kind of keep up with.
So, real quick,
Cielo.
Ben would still be glowing from his weapon, so that might help Rock for a little bit.
Oh, okay, that's
and
fair.
until it's probably going to fade in another 10, 15, 20 minutes, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I could also just cast light.
Okay.
Yeah, however you guys want to. Hebble's just been sitting on your shoulder. Rock, kind of not flying away, just kind of staying safe. And then Al, I don't know if you're riding on Lunun, but if not, Lunun just kind of, traversing within the pack, just kind of walking with you guys.
Who's walking directly in front of me?
It's theater of the mind right now.
Yeah, whoever's
You pick.
walking. Well, who's got the best night vision? It isn't Marb.
Yeah, other than Marb, I don't know.
I can be on Lunlun towards the back. I'll take the rear.
Yeah,
I'll just make something on Karos.
make something on Karos Glow? Okay, got it.
Yeah, I'll just be following.
Okay. Alright, so as you guys are kind of traversing, Cielo, because you are in the lead, can you give me a perception check, and then can you roll me a d6, please?
Damn. Nice.
Nice, 30 perception, and then a d6. Okay. Hey Jones, hey buddy. Alright, so Cielo, as you kind of get in front of the group, how far do you think you would get in front of the group if you were to be the point of the spear? The head.
I would say I would get about.
Close.
My eyesight is probably pretty good. I'd get 60 feet in front, if not 80.
Okay, 60 feet. Okay, 60 to 80 feet in front. I like it. Okay. So as you're seeing like Marb trying to keep the rest of the group on pace and kind of tracking through, you're heading above, and you're kind of like keeping your eyes out. They're glowing that little bit of red, because you're that evil little rabbit, and you see that under this area that you are, some sunlight is actually able to kind of pierce through, because above you there's a larger earth mote, and there's a little gap in the clouds that kind of form around it. You do see some light kind of coming through, and as it's coming through, it's illuminating little spots around it within like 120 feet around you. And with a 30, you see that there's the bottom side of this earth moat, again, almost looks like it's drooping or kind of stretching. And as you kind of look at it, the best idea that you can see, it almost looks like honey that's been just really slowly dripping, or like molasses, really slowly dripping and elongating. And it looks really odd. And then your eyes kind of scan the area, and you see that There's I don't know. Give me an animal. What animal would you like to see? Think whatever. Big, small, doesn't matter. Whatever you want.
God, hold on. I'm thinking of a very specific animal. I need to find it.
Okay.
It's a
I'm
quokka.
gonna have to Google this animal. Oh geez.
Yes. A toucan.
A toucan. Okay, so you see a very like a colorful kind of bird with a large beak. It looks like a toucan or toucan-esque, and you see that it's perched on a stone. But then as you're kind of looking at it, you realize that it's like stuck. Like it's in goop. It's trapped in tar or something like that. And it's like you can see that it's like trying to move, but it can't. And as you're looking above, you see that about 20 feet from you, a blob just comes kind of crashing through, splashes on the ground. There seems to be something sticky in the area. What do you do? And as you're kind of scanning the area, Cielo, you see that there's a lot of other creatures. You see small little like toads that have just become like stuck in this like what looks like ground, but it looks like it's sticky taffy or tar or something. You see birds that have been like flying, and they must have gotten too close to the underside of something, and there's like it's elongated down and drooped on them. They're just like stuck. They're not flying. They're long dead, just been like hanging there for days possibly. You see larger creatures, some that you don't even recognize. They look like twisted forms of maybe akin to what you saw earlier, but smaller. But they're just like stuck and they can't get out. And like you can see, like some of them have given some sort of fight struggle because you can see long bands of the sticky substance just keeping them in place.
Oh, I was muted. Oops. Was Marb following me?
Marb is yeah. Everyone else is following you. You're about, like you said, 60 to 80 feet ahead of everybody.
I'm gonna like raise my hands and be like, stop,
Okay.
What?
stop. Eyes up, look. It's molasses. There's a gelatinous cubosis or whatever the fuck. Look.
What?
And as you guys are looking, anyone that is proficient in nature can give me a nature check. Al first count because jack of all trades.
Oh,
I don't know that it's a gelatinous cube or anything. I'm just guessing.
Or a
No, I like it.
gelatinous
Gelatinous strands.
I'm entranced by.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh, the natural 20. Yeah, nice. We got a natural 1 and a natural 20. I like it.
would you my eyes ponder?
So,
My specialized, tell me.
I have
yeah, so,
expertise in nature. Do I get to
specialize.
roll?
yeah. Expertise is considered better than proficiency. Yes, absolutely. So there you go. Natural 20, 23, and we got a 23. Okay. Yeah, Rocky, you're just kind of trying to keep up. You're focusing on the light that is Karos, so you can kind of see what's going on with, Ben's holy weapon beginning to flicker and fade out, listening to Marb as he's traversing. Al and Cielo, as you're saying, yeah, molasses, and Al, you look at it, the ground itself, the clouds themselves, the earth motes themselves, they are in a weird state of matter where they are stretching, elongated. They are goop, and they're slowly stretching into like I don't know if you've ever seen like I think it's the pewter. It's one of these oil experiments, and they have it in a glass jar, and they wanted to prove that it was actually a liquid, right? And it's taken it like 20 years to bud and drop even one drop. It's not that thick, right? But we're talking like it's molasses, and it's just like it's stretching down, and anything that crosses its path or anything that gets stuck in is just stuck. And it's just this whole area now that you're kind of looking out because you got a natural 20. Like, Cielo, you see the area before you. Al's looking beyond you and seeing, and you're kind of putting these dots together. This whole area is just this sticky trap. And it's not something, it's everything. Just
Cielo, don't move. I think it's all around us.
as you say that, you kind of look up, Al, and you see like there's like this big, we're talking, like a 20-foot wide globule just kind of slowly drooping from the bottom, and it's kind of drooping off to like to the right. Kind of then just kind of you see it just over the course of the next 30 seconds just kind of fall and just spreads out, and anything below it just becomes covered in this dark tar ground-like substance. Definitely alien or warped or twisted or something like that. Not natural.
We will need to watch above us as we move forward. When you go slow, I don't like this at all.
Then where the hell are we going, Marb? Is there another way around? Like,
I told you this place is weird. This wasn't here last time.
how long ago?
Couple weeks.
Jeez.
Um,
I mean,
I
that's
think
probably a good sign, badly enough, right? Like, I'm guessing the worst thing of things getting worse faster is probably a better sign that we're onto something.
I guess that's yeah. And now as you guys are all kind of gathered and there's like enough light sources, you see that there are dozens, if not hundreds, of just animals and critters, and you guys even spot a large figure off in the distance, and it's a full hill giant has been trapped in this tar. He probably died of starvation, but he's just like slumped over, and you can see his weight is like causing it to kind of stretch and band, but it doesn't break. And we're talking, like we're talking sticky tar. My Barb will say my vote is probably around.
I mean, yeah.
That is, like I said, it's weird here. So, and he'll put his his hand on your shoulder, Cielo, and say, "Good eyes, good eyes," and he'll just start walking off to the side, keeping a constant look and trying to scout out the area.
It's
Get
why
an
I
idea
got 6 of them.
I pretend I didn't hear that. That's scary. Yeah, you guys basically like see like a modern tar graveyard. However, the tar itself, some of it is like suspended in the air. Some of it is like drooping off of these earth motes. Some of it is, on the ground, coagulating and gathering, and just anything that gets within proximity just gets stuck. Good perception checks, Yellow, because you guys might have been in trouble. Good job.
Like things that are touching it are getting stuck, or is it actually when something gets close, it's almost like reaching out for it?
Go ahead and give me a perception check or an investigation check if you want to get close to one of these things.
Do it.
I'll start with a perception check.
Coward.
Well, if I don't notice anything, I can get closer and drop something onto it. Or
Yeah.
near it.
Oh yeah, you're a smarty. I forget.
Yeah, Davis would straight up.
Yeah, stick a foot in,
Hard
man.
to tell.
What the hell?
Yeah, you're like looking and you
Mhm.
just see. At this part, it sounds gross, but you see like a smorgasbord of things just stuck. Size doesn't seem to matter. And it seems to also be affecting plants. So like the plant life, when it like droops on a plant, like it's just drooping and like crushing the plants under weight. They're just like stuck.
Okay.
Oh, and I would say because there's water, you see like the water just like runs into it, and then like you would have to examine to see what happens, but it just seemed to have an effect on the water as well. Your choice.
Let's. Kraus is gonna pull up a weed, like a small plant or a weed, and pull out his water skin. Get a little closer to one that is preferably kind of more by itself, like not a whole
Sure.
bunch that are all around.
Mhm.
And 2 experiments. One, drop the plant so that it lands very close, like,
Okay.
but trying to make it so that it doesn't directly immediately
Like
touch
contact.
it.
Yeah.
And then after that one, just squirt water right on the middle of it and see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. So the plant drops. It does not reach out or anything. It doesn't. It doesn't move. It does not. When you can see a sentient globule. It's just extremely
Sticky.
thick, sticky, death trap kind of tar. If you want to give me a intelligence, um, this is warping nature. I would say I would let you do an Arcana check if you want to, because you're experimenting. This might help you get some information. And then as far as the water, like you squirt the water on it, and you see like each globule of water that kind of squirts on it, just like each individual impact gets stuck. So it like almost like each droplet itself gets stuck. It's not like it washes over it or seeps into it. It's just each droplet goes. So you see like the splattering of droplets on the surface of the sticky tar.
Weird.
So it's yeah.
Okay.
If you're actively doing something, then Ben can give you guidance on it.
Yeah, he's definitely a guidance target.
Yeah, like if it's obvious, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll do Arcana to see if. Oh!
Yeah, it's
Wow.
weird. It's beyond, this is weird shit. This is not natural. That's as much as you get. You're like, okay, that's weird. And your vote would be, I would say, without telling you what to vote, but it would be go around. Don't mess with this
Yeah.
stuff.
We should avoid this stuff at all costs.
Yeah.
When water
Avoid the
sticks to something, you don't want that
Just for
on
fun.
your skin
Just for
or
fun,
your
Davis
hair.
throws his weapon in it.
which one? The Redeemer?
Yeah, Redeemer, of course.
Okay, so you summon the Redeemer and throw it.
Yep.
It just sticks in there. It goes in a bit because I'm assuming you throw it with some heft, right? With some
Yeah,
strength.
sure.
So it's... Okay, now what?
Just see if it like sinks or does anything weird or that's the extent of Davis's experimentation.
No, I get it. Yeah,
forethought. Just like
it perfectly, even with whatever angle, like you would even expect it to kind of like slide and fall. It just and it just stuck in there.
I imagine Davis throws it in, and the entire party just kind of stares silently, like, "What's it gonna do next?" And just
A minute
I turn around and walk away. Well,
okay.
Sword in the stone. Sword in the
I
goop.
look at Marb and I'm like, is he gonna go for it?
Oh, yeah, glaive in the gloop.
Glaive in the gloop.
Glaive in
Fuck
the
me.
gloop.
Davis, new band name.
Gotcha.
I can hold my breath underwater. Can I hold my breath under?
I mean, I think you're not
I
restricted
don't-
to holding it underwater. You can hold your breath. Period.
Oh yeah, I guess it's not a breathe.
Well, so you gotta look. I think a turtle can hold their breath for X amount of time. Your staff, I think, allows you to be amphibious. You may need to check that.
Breathe water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, breathing water
Yeah,
is probably
David.
not equivalent to breathing gloop.
How deep is it? Can you
Uh,
tell?
So no, it's weird. So it's so thick that it's globules out in front of you. So, Kara, let me try. This is. There's no way I can get a good picture. But okay. If you guys ever make like
Are we
pancakes,
getting never-ending storied?
I don't know, maybe. But no, like
Artax! Artax!
no. But like if you're ever like making breakfast and you have like either pancake syrup or something like that, and then you drop some on a countertop and you have like little buds of like little blobs of goop. Like it's like that. There are different heights, different width, different sizes, different that. Some of it is still like hanging from the bottom of these earth moats. Some of it is like you see like a cloud is kind of being like elongated and stretching and kind of drooping down. It's everything in here is turning into this goop like structure. It's not covering the entire floor. There's areas of it and it seems so thick that it doesn't like spill out. It just and maybe if you wait hours or something, you might see something move a little bit. But I mean, it is thick, slow moving, slow running goop.
And it goes
Extremely.
on for how long? Like how big is this that we can
So
see?
you guys can see in this area about 100 feet because of how dark it is.
Okay.
Beyond that,
Can I have Pebble fly through carrying something that's lit and see if we can get a better estimate of how much loot?
sure, of course, you can do the classic pebble scouting reconnaissance.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna check out because like it's just goop. We've been in worse stuff. Maybe it doesn't go on for that long. And I'll just grab onto whoever's next to me.
Yeah, so I'll reflexively go stand next to you because I'm like, you know what you're doing. Assume the position.
All right. So go ahead and for Pebble, she's holding a lit up twig. So go ahead and give me a perception check. Navigate through this. Is she flying high? Is she flying low? What is she?
We're more concerned with down, so I don't know. Pretty like I don't know, 10 feet, 15 feet off the
Wonky.
ground.
What did you say? I missed everything you said there. My headset went beepy.
Like 10, 15 feet above the ground. So you can get a good look at the ground with the light.
Okay. And so as she kind of swoops in, flying, she gets about 60 feet in. And as she's approaching a large mound that is more than 10, 15 feet up, is she going to fly over it or around it?
Pebble's smart-ish. She's going to fly above it.
Okay. So yeah, so she kind of flies up, gets over it, and like so for context, you're seeing a pile of goop that is about 30 feet high, and just like this domed. So you can see it; they're large. They can be very large. And as she flies up, did you give me an what was her perception? 20? Yeah. So as she flies up, she flies and she's kind of looking around, and she can see. Use the light spell on a twig.
Yeah.
She's got good vision. Okay. She can see that there's from above, like in the clouds, there's like these very thin strands of this stuff just kind of stretching down. And she flies through and she gets one on her wing and it kind of slows her down for a second, but she's able to flap through it. She continues flying. Where would you like to go? Continue flying forward?
Yeah, but she didn't like having it on her, so she's been.
No. It like the moment, like we're talking like a thin strand, it like made her have to like flap twice as hard just to kind of get it off. Like it's super sticky. It's like
yeah, so she's gonna try to avoid that in future excursions, and she's just gonna keep going.
Okay.
And I'll just be describing out loud. Like,
okay.
what's
So
what I see.
30, 40. So it's 30, 60, 90, 120, 150 feet so far. 180 feet out. She'll continue flying. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw for Pebble.
No, bird, no! Bad decision, come back! I should just remember to leave her sheet. Dexterity saving throw.
I mean, you can just double click on her sheet and then roll it.
Yeah.
She's +2.
11?
So she's flapping and she sees a couple of strands of it just kind of stretching down, and she turns, avoids most of them, but she gets one of her wings kind of caught up, and as she's trying to fly, she just gets stuck and she's just hanging there, one wing suspended in the air with goop.
Is she far out of my vamping, my dispelling her range?
Don't know if there's a distance on it, you'd have to check. Yeah, she's stuck. She's just straight up stuck, floating like in midair, essentially stuck to nothing because she can't see it. But there's thin strands that have just like completely gotten one of her wings, and she's just and she is nowhere near strong enough to break free.
Yeah, okay, so maybe we don't want to watch this stuff, guys. What am I looking for?
It's pocket dimension on find familiar. As an action, you can temporarily dismiss the familiar into a pocket dimension. There's no range on it.
Does it say a distance or anything?
Nope. Doesn't look like it.
Nope. I will dismiss her.
Okay. You and she dismisses, and she's in the Fruit Loop dimension.
Maybe. No, I'll be like, guys, it's sticky, and it gets stickier, and there's more of it, and it goes on a long time. We don't want to live down here forever.
Lulu makes herself as small as possible.
Yeah. Hey, Pebble's in the Fruit Loop dimension.
And you can bring her out whenever you want, of course.
Yeah, I know. She just got sticky.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. So Marble say around. All right, uncharted territory. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, speaking of.
Can I take a bunch of this goop in a vial?
You can try.
Wait a minute. Is CJ running Marb? Because that was some Marb ass shit to do.
I mean, Marb's with us.
No, I know. That's what he's saying. Like, how did that not come out of Marb's mouth?
Maybe it did. You just didn't realize it.
I was going to turn to Marb and be like, "Hey, Marb, got any of them vials? I want to keep some of the sticky stuff."
He's like, "My man." He looks at it. He's like, "I'm not touching it, but you can go for it." He gives you a vial.
Okay. I will first attempt to get the goop in by just like dragging the vial through some of it, trying to get it on my hands.
Okay, I will straight up tell you, no. You try, and it just gets covered in the goop, and you're like, and dude, it's so sticky. The vial is like no longer a vial. It's just.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that vial there, and I'm gonna ask Marb for another one.
He looks at you, like you can feel his eyeballless face staring at you. You get maximum 2 more. Gives you 1.
Appreciate it, buddy. I won't need 2 more. I've got. Anyone else have a plan for this?
Yeah, walk around it.
Walk around.
Yeah, but this stuff's. We gotta have some of this. It's probably got uses, and we should at least study it. Hey, Davis, can you scoop some on the tip of your sword?
Sword? You mean
the stabby thing?
Yeah, sorry, Redeemer.
That's a glaive.
Yeah, glaive.
It's got parts of you in it, man. So I could try, sure, and then yeah, I'll try.
Yeah,
So
see if
are
you
you
can like.
It's stuck
Yeah.
in that pile of goop that you put it in there, Davis.
Oh, I'll dismiss
About
it.
3 minutes ago.
I'll dismiss it and then resummon it.
Okay. It melts away and then reappears into your hand.
Is it still covered in goop?
No, it doesn't take the goop with it.
Can I stir
Yeah,
the
get me some goop
glaive?
because we know that we can ungoop your thing, but we can't ungoop these vials.
Oh,
Not the craziest idea. Okay. Yeah,
So you
dip it in, try and like pick up a. I'll try and like just get some. I mean, I get the feeling that as soon as I try and lift this thing up, it's gonna become impossible to lift, but I will try nonetheless.
Yeah, so you stick in the glaive, like tip in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a strength check.
I feel like, alright, guys,
Athletics to try to pull it out.
we'll help here. Come on, and then at least Ben will cast guidance. I don't know if anybody else can actually help with the athletics portion.
step aside, Davis. I've got this.
Okay, I guess I'll just do the D4 then. Probably not 17.
No, you're like it doesn't even budge. Like you don't even start to stretch it. It's just nope.
Yeah, look back. I don't think this thing can break, but it feels like I would have to break this thing before I get this shit up.
Okay, so no sticky stuff. That first vial I have, is it like stuck in the goop, or did I just manage to get some goop on it?
So you try to, from what I understand, right? You took
Yeah,
open
I
end
would
of
have dragged it
vial
on the ground.
and dragged it. And the moment you dragged it in there, it just became like, and then just like you couldn't drag it anymore. You're like, and like the entire outside is coated. Like it is like melted candy mixed with tar, mixed with molasses, mixed with goopy, sticky, everything sticky. Like it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we don't need any of this stuff, guys. I changed my mind.
For the first file, can I try to prestidigitate it? See if anything, like, quote
yeah.
unquote,
There's nothing to
at all?
clean. It is not considered dirt.
Hmm. I will do it a
You
second
cannot clean this.
time. Hmm.
You know, I'm glad I sent Pebble through because there was part of me that just was like, fuck it, let's just walk through.
Because you said that, Rock, Karos. Is Cielo smart enough? I always forget. Cielo, are you 16 intelligence? I think you are. And I don't think Marb
Yes,
is.
I am.
And then Marb is a 14, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, so Karos, Rock, and Cielo, because I know you guys have a 16 or higher intelligence. You guys can roll me intelligence checks. Anyone else that does happen to have a 16 or higher, you can as well. Just roll an intelligence check with your proficiency. However, reliable talent does not count for this because it's not an actual.
Well, you're not proficient in whatever. Oh, I guess you're adding.
Yeah, you're not.
Though.
I'm just adding a proficiency bonus to it, but you're not
Brave
proficient in this.
I only rolled a 2, but it's still a 22.
Wait, what? You rolled an
Did I
18?
do that wrong?
No, Cielo rolled the 2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You just read the wrong die.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like that doesn't actually make sense.
I was gonna say plus 20 doesn't make sense. Plus like 14 or something would, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So 22. And then Karos, if you wanted to, you could roll an intelligence check that you're proficient in as well.
Okay.
Because you have a high enough intelligence to qualify for this check.
this is the DM.
Nice, 22 is pretty good.
This is the DM
I'll just
basically telling you
use-
guys to fucking go around. Goddamn.
No,
I'll-
this is the thing. Like, this is why pacing is so hard because I never know what's gonna get y'all's attention. Right?
True.
15 is pretty
Squirrel.
good. So 22. Rock, the little bit of time that you've had time now to interact with it, and now that you've had like some light sources around it, and you kind of recall, and it actually makes sense because you saw Pebble This is reality warping stuff. This stuff is real. It's changed. Like you don't understand it, but the reason why what Pebble ran into was clear was because it is the cloud that was getting drooped and sticky. The reason why you see this is because it is the ground above you in an earth mode getting warped and turned into the sticky goo. The area is turning into sticky goo, not it is a substance. It is just the laws of physics are being fucked with here. Danger.
Yeah.
DC was 20, and you happen to get it.
So
I'm
when you
just
say
gonna
this
mull that
is,
over to myself.
so when you say this is reality warping stuff, it's not this stuff warps reality. It's like this is
The result
reality.
of reality.
Yeah. Okay.
warps.
There you go. Perfect. Nice.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
This was
yeah.
reality.
This
Matter
was real.
being
So that. Go ahead.
matter being reformatted into
Yes,
goop.
and that is exactly why, like I said, and he got a. It's actually fitting that he got it because he saw Pebble flew, and it was clear stuff. This stuff on the ground is not clear. It's like ground colored. It's browns, grays, beiges, and there's some green in it. Pebble got stuck on just like clear because it was a cloud that was becoming this goop. So, yeah, it's just whatever is causing reality to change here is causing matter to turn into goop here. AKA shit.
Yeah. We may not want to. We shouldn't go through this.
Yeah. We're going around it.
Yeah.
So now I get okay. So Cielo and Marb, go ahead and give me those survival checks to escort the group around. Anyone else that wants to participate, let me know what you're doing. Let me know what checks you're thinking, but you guys are trying to find a path around this. And you guys just natural 20.
Nice.
Cielo came to play.
Damn.
So did Marb. Jeez, okay. Yeah. So working in tandem, your scout and your hunter definitely get you guys. You guys take a little bit wider path just to be safe, but you definitely navigate around. And it was about a 10-minute detour. It's not it's significantly large. And is anyone else participating in any way or doing anything while you guys are getting guided through this area? Or around this area, I should say.
I'll say Ben's just watching out for baddies. That's about it.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a perception check for Ben then.
Sure.
And he can guidance himself
Guidance,
because he's planning. Yeah.
20.
Yeah, 21 is pretty good. So as he's moving, Ben is kind of, keeping a light spell going, kind of seeing what's going on. Because it is relatively dark here. You do see, like, there's still, like, this cascading kaleidoscope of colors from time to time, kind of in the cloud works. And you do see, like, overgrown nature. But they don't see a lot. He does see some creatures kind of flying above head, but they don't seem to heed you any mind. And as you guys are walking and he's kind of keeping an eye on what's going on. He kind of once in a while looks into the goop area. And he at one point wants to vomit because he sees that some of these creatures that have been stuck have been slowly beginning to kind of warp and get pulled and stretched as well. Long dead, but you can kind of see like the elongation and the stretching as their corpses are essentially being affected by the same reality warping here. So, but good job. You guys managed to avoid a extremely deadly encounter. Proud of you guys.
I'm not kidding. If I hadn't said, I was.
Oh, Davis is with you. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pebble.
Yeah.
Well, I should say, once people were saying don't go through it, Davis wasn't going to be like, fuck it, I'm going to go. But, like, initially it was like, man, just dip a toe in.
Ooh. Goop. How hard can goop be?
Right.
It's just goop.
I mean, there's only a hill giant stuck in there that's died from struggling trying to get out. Only. Yeah,
I
no.
mean, I have magical means to get
Sure.
people out.
Yeah. I mean, you may have been able if you used all your spell slots to bamf people through. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Hey, you know what? We get halfway through. We sleep. I get my spell slots back. We keep on. We just. It's a cycle.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But yeah, Cielo, kind of giving it to you with the natural 20 for a total of 32. Any kind of flavor or any type of visuals you want to theater of the mind as you're kind of successfully navigate your guys around the goop field?
So, to get away from that area, we would probably take. I'm gonna Indiana Jones a rope to a floating rock and like lasso a rope to a floating rock, and we're gonna like grab a floating island. I don't know, and we're gonna grab a rope and scaffold our way away from that island, the goop
Okay.
island.
So you're gonna figure out a way to go up rather than.
Yeah,
Okay,
kind
got it,
of
got it, got it.
diagonally up
Yeah,
away from that
gotcha.
island.
I gotcha. So, at one point while you guys are navigating, you'll see that Cielo will kind of take advantage of what you guys have kind of seen. He'll tie off a rope, and he'll manage to, get a large enough stone, kind of lasso it, and he'll use Ben, Karos, and Davis all to kind of pull on the rope and kind of get it out as he kind of dips it in some of the sticky material. He Indiana Jones it up. It like sticks to the bottom of an earth moat that's 25 feet above you guys, and he just leads you guys up, and you guys end up navigating above this tar stick field rather than kind of going completely around it. So he actually saves you some time as you go through it.
I'll just elbow Marb and be like, pretty good, huh?
I mean, yeah, but he wouldn't do it without you guys because he couldn't pull that out of them. But yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty
This is
smart
how-
to know who to bring with you to help you do your stuff, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're
The
just a
whole
tool.
time,
You're right.
the whole time I'm like telling Marb like, this is how I used to climb through windows before the one in the heavy armor told me to stop, and I used to like, this is how I used to feed myself.
No. Okay, this is where you did something wrong. Don't let them stop you. Just don't let them find out that you're doing it. Come on, man.
Oh, I mean,
Would Ben jingle the bells?
I actually really like that visual. And just ding 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 ding
Yellow.
ding. Marb looks back and says,
who said I
Ew.
stopped?
"Oh, that was perfect on my music. I heard bells, or was that someone else? That was perfect. I don't know. I heard bells for a second. It's just right. Marb will not get into this in the middle of this. He's like, so caveat, because we ran into that, I don't know what we're gonna run into, so hold on to your butts and trust your tour guides. And he kind of pats you on the back again, Cielo, and he starts kind of stepping forward. Here, as you guys are kind of progressing forward, you'll start to see that the clouds, again, remain thick, but you guys are kind of like on a higher portion, about 25 feet off of the ground, kind of traversing through. But at some point, you need to get kind of back down, just because there's not a safe enough distance to leap to get to the next earth mode. So you work your ways down, and you'll see that there's the plants have like super overgrown, and there's huge like vine and branch like structures that are almost like reaching and grabbing and kind of twisting and that. For those of you that have seen Avatar, it's kind of like that effect where you see like the twisting plants kind of grabbing onto the rocks, and so there are like these plant like bridges that you guys can kind of swing down on or climb up on. You guys work your way back down to the ground. The air is someone roll me a d6. Just declare who's rolling and someone roll it for me.
Boom. I did it.
Bingo.
I don't know why I did
4.
it as yellow, but Davis.
That's fine. Yeah, I randomly select people in Foundry sometimes. I'm like, oops. Or the air is sickeningly sweet. Like, there's sweet, there's floral sweet, there's perfume sweet, and then there's just sweet. Kind of like, ugh, sweet.
Cloying.
What is that?
Said cloying.
Cloying. Yeah, that's a good word. Cloyingly sweet. But everything else kind of looks kind of normal outside of the very dense vegetation. The water is kind of streaming through. However, what you notice as you look down here where you guys are, and Marb will say, oh, that makes sense. There's no ground. Below you is just river slide or crater slide. It's just all water below you. And you guys are kind of walking on vines and overgrown vegetation that's being kind of like suspended and holding on to all these various floating earth motes and all that. And below you, because of the light spells that you guys are going on, and because of sometimes like these weird light effects in the clouds below, above you and stuff, there's just, you see, it's just water flowing. And there's this thickening, sweet smell.
If everybody, are we kind of tightly packed?
That's up to you guys. I'm assuming that, you have one of your scouts a little bit further ahead, but other than that, yeah.
Ben
You
will
guys-
gather people, say, come closer, and then when everybody's within 30 feet of him, we'll just do water walk.
Okay.
Just in case. Just like, can walk on water, or can walk water now. And I'll roll my ensorcel cascade for it.
Yep, see if you get it for this one.
Bada bing, got it.
Okay, cool. So you can't use it for 6th, then you can't use it
For
for
third.
whatever, what else.
5th
Yeah.
and 3rd.
Okay, whatever, yeah, thank you. So, yeah.
So everybody
So
can
below
walk
you-
for an hour. We can walk on water.
But yeah, there's a sickening, sweet smell, and I need everybody to give me like a Constitution saving throw.
I think I have a thing.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Guards smell.
Yeah, you do actually. So you're fine. See, like, you smell it, but you're like, you're able to kind of push through it.
Yeah, I think I have that gear thing that blocks nose thing from that.
Scars
guy.
or no scars?
No scars.
Okay.
Good call. No scars. There's no condition
Yep.
technically
That's what I gotta
associated with
ask.
this.
Damn. That was pretty good, except for rock.
Wow. Yeah.
I accidentally rolled with advantage. Default party concentration.
That's fine, but it's technically one lower
they,
than.
they were both bad anyways. so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also got a 10 for Marb.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh shit, yeah,
Um,
Marb got a 10. Whoops.
Oh, 10. Okay. 1 second. Let me see. I forgot what defense he took. I gotta read it. Where hits his
Who, Marb,
Hunter's Ward?
Well, he took multi-attack defense.
Yeah, but he has the Hunter's Ward. You have advantage on saving throws against spells while you are. Yeah, the spells. Okay, that's a spell. That's what I wanted to check. Okay. All right.
we're
Yeah, you're good. So, Rock and Marb begin to kind of move a little bit slower as they're kind of getting overwhelmed by this like cloying atmosphere, this cloying sweetness, this cloying. It's just gross. Your speeds are reduced by 10, and you can only take an action or a bonus action, and you cannot take reactions. No,
Can I
likewise.
tell that this is affecting me like that? And can I hold
Yeah,
my
you
breath?
feel yourself
Guys?
like you don't know the exact effect, right? But you kind of feel yourself kind of like not feeling well.
Can I once I start feeling that effect, can I hold my breath? Try and
Sure.
not get worse.
Yeah, you can certainly try that. I will allow that. But yeah, so Marb and Rock are moving about 10 feet slower than normal, so they do begin to kind of slow the group down a little bit.
Marb's already fast though.
Yeah. And then if something were to happen until I say otherwise, action or bonus action in a turn, not both, and they can only and they have no reaction. But you guys continue to kind of march forward, making it through as you hear like the water kind of flowing below your feet, and everything. And I think here it's 11 o'clock. Are you guys good for taking a little break
Sure.
as we progress forward into the crater when we get back? Cool. All right. So it's 2 minutes past 11. Let's try to be back at 10 or 15 minutes, something like that. Try
Back
to
at
aim
15.
for 10, but we'll get rolling 15.
Back at
Like
15.
11, 15 would be great. Yeah.
Cool, cool.